Oh my god, Sarah, I love your apron. Oh my god, thank you. My mom made it for me. No way, you're so lucky. Yeah, she kept hearing me complain about how much I hate normal aprons. They just don't fit me right. I'm a pear-shaped and they would just never have coverage in the back because for some reason I always get color back there. Don't ask me why. And the vests that you can get are so ugly. They're just black and they also usually don't fit right because I have wide hips and so they get too tight around the hips. So she made something that gave my hips more room to breathe. I also wanted something that was easy to take off and easy to put back on. Ta-da! And I was like, I need pockets. Well, I want one. Well, actually, she has her own Etsy shop called Threads by Joey, and because so many people have been asking me for these, she now makes these custom order if you want. You can go to her TikTok, you can go to her Instagram, you can go to her Etsy page, and just message her and tell you want one, and she'll get started for you. And then we can be twins.
I can't believe you're getting so worked up about some guy.
This one is different. He's honest and he's sweet.
Please.
He would never do anything to hurt me.
He's a guy.
Come with me on a girls' trip to Washington, D.C. So the trip had a rough start from the beginning because not only did our flight get delayed for 2 hours, but when we finally arrived and got to our hotel, they told us that the AC was not working. And let me tell you, the day we arrived to D.C. was disgustingly hot. Most of us live in Florida, so we expected to get a break from the summer heat by going more north, but Washington, D.C.'s weather was also disgustingly hot and humid. So we were not thrilled by the news that the AC wasn't working, but they told us it'd be fixed by that night. So we dropped our luggage off at the hotel and went to explore. Our first stop was going to be the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History, but there was a bit of a mix-up with the Uber, so we got dropped off at the National Museum of American History instead. Our plan was to just go over to the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History after we finished up here, but we had the hours wrong, and when we showed up to the other museum, they were locking the doors and telling us they were closed. So that idea went out the window. Then we went out for drinks and dinner at Urban Roast. This is a place I'd been to once before a few years ago, and I knew the girls would love it. For a drink, I got the Island Glow, and I also tried short rib for the first time, and I don't know if it was just like the sauce or what, but it was not for me. Like, I'm a picky eater, so I don't think it was the restaurant. I think it was just my weak ass palate could not handle it, but I was like, ooh, I do not like this. I ate it because I was hungry, but I don't plan to get it again. At least now I know I don't like it. Anyways, after dinner, we walked over to Old Ebbitt Grill and finished the night there with another cocktail. Now, the next day was all about museums, and we went to the Library of Congress first, which this building was so pretty. Then we went to the Holocaust Museum, which is a place I really wanted to go, and of course, it was devastating, but it's so worth it to check it out. And then finally, we got redemption with the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History, and finally got to see the Hope Diamond. This thing is beautiful, and I wanted to see it because I heard about the supposed curse that it has, and I pretty much spent all my time in the gem section, honestly. I was so distracted by all the shiny things that I just spent like an hour looking through there at all the pretty jewelry. Now for dinner, we went to the Hamilton, and I completely forgot to film any of our food while we were there. Oops! But afterwards, we went to the Alchemist, which is a place I had seen on TikTok. I got the Captain Sparrow because your girl is a massive Pirates of the Caribbean fan, and it was delicious. Out of all the cocktails I got in DC, that was probably my favorite. Now, when we got back to the hotel, the funniest thing of the entire trip happened. So my friend Caitlin had drank a lot that night, and somehow when she was going to brush her teeth, she grabbed a tube of Tretinoin and brushed her teeth with it. I was like nearly in tears. I was laughing so hard. And so then she started puking, and I am a sympathy puker. If somebody else pukes, I'm gonna puke. So I had to cover my nose so I wouldn't smell it and start vomiting myself. Oh, but she was in there for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes just puking her guts out. It was so funny. But after like her third puking session, she was good. She made sure to triple check the toothpaste for the rest of the trip. So the next day we went to Alexandria and walked around and looked at all the scenery. And this is where I got my DC magnet. If you've seen any of my travel videos before, you know I always get a magnet, and this is the one I got. I actually lost it at one point. I put all of my stuff down while I was taking this picture, and ironically, this is the gift shop I bought the magnet at, and I guess it fell on the ground when I went to pick everything back up, and I did not notice until hours later. Like, we were about to leave, and I looked down and I was like, wait, where's my magnet? So I ran back, and luckily it was still right on the ground, right where I left it, so I didn't have to buy another. I'm shocked it was still there, but it was in a paper bag, so I think people probably just thought it was trash and just left it alone. So after I found my magnet, we went back to the hotel and got ready for dinner. I didn't take any video of the place that we went, but it was this Italian place, and I just have to shout this place out because the owner was so nice and we all really enjoyed the food, so I would definitely recommend it for sure. So the next day was our most jam-packed day. We started off with brunch at the residence, which I was the one who wanted to go here and I did not realize it was outdoors. Luckily we went first thing in the morning before it got too hot, but I was like, oopsie, sorry guys, this is kind of hot. Afterwards we had tickets for Ford's Theater, but we finished our brunch a little earlier than expected, so we hopped into the National Portrait Museum for a bit to waste time. And I had to get a picture with Miss Jean Harlow, of course. I have no idea if I'm related to her or not. I kind of doubt it, but I had to take a picture anyways. Then we went to look at all the president's portraits before heading over to Ford's Theater. And Ford's Theater was probably my favorite thing we did on the entire trip. It was just really cool to visit. And we also got to check out the house that Lincoln died in, which is right across the street. And there was a lot I did not know about Lincoln's assassination. So it was just kind of cool to see everything, to see where it happened, and see how he died. I just thought it was a cool experience. And then next on our agenda was to go to the National Archives Museum. And you better believe I kept pretending I was Benjamin Gates in National Treasure the whole time.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
But unlike Benny Boy, I did not walk out with a declaration. So after this, we went over to our dinner reservation at Founding Farmers, and I would say food-wise, this was my favorite restaurant we ate at. All I got was a burger, but I've been craving that burger ever since I left. It was so good. Now after dinner, we hopped onto a bus tour that was going to take us to see all the monuments. It was a 3-hour tour that went past sunset, so we got to see some of the monuments at night, which was really cool. I do wish we had had more time to walk around at each location, but there were a lot of monuments to fit in, so you only got about 5 or 10 minutes before you moved on to the next, but it was still fun. Then the next day, it was time to fly back to Florida, and I somehow stumbled across the grand opening of this gift shop. Like, how random, but I've always wanted to cut one of those giant ribbons with the giant scissors, so I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit jealous watching it in person. But anyways, we got on our plane and went back home to Florida, and that was our girls trip. Okay, so I keep seeing people use these filters to like make a scenario or whatever, usually about going out, but I wanted to do a salon version, so let's get started. This one doesn't count, by the way, but let's go. Okay, who was a half hour late to their appointment but still wanted to be seen? Hello? See, even... Girl, no. No, you were getting kicked out. No. With all that hair, no. And who is the client after Rapunzel that is mad that she's trying to get seen and take her appointment? I'm gonna take Belle. Who is asking for unrealistic expectations? Like, who wants platinum? Typical. Okay, who cried because their haircut didn't come out the way they liked? Or the way they thought it would? That's what you get for being 30 minutes late. Okay, who left a lousy tip after claiming they were gonna leave me a good one? What's to infinity and beyond? Not your bank account, clearly. Okay, this one wants to get their hair done, but this one is saying no because it's too expensive. Oh, his hair is too expensive, but not... Girl, get out of here. This one dropped this one off for a haircut and then left them there stranded and didn't come back until 3 hours later. Understandable. You should have been gone for like 3 days, honestly. Also, why does Rapunzel keep popping up? Like, girl, leave me alone. Last but not least, who walked in 3 minutes before closing and demands to be seen? Okay, just because you're a prince doesn't mean you get things how you want. More clothes, boy. Bye.
I said, I don't think that he's good for you. How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
It's time for a girls trip to Nashville, bitches. So right out the gate, as soon as we land in Nashville, we get a notification that our Airbnb has been canceled. That's right, the day of the trip, the host cancels on us because of their HOA. Now luckily 3 of the girls had flown in before the rest of us did, so they handled it and got us a new Airbnb, and the new one had a stripper pole! Honestly, we were kind of glad that our other Airbnb fell through because this one was just so cute. We loved the aesthetic, although it did have a bajillion stairs, and that was not fun. It was 3 stories, except for 1 bedroom. Everything was on the 2nd and 3rd floor, so we got our steps in, okay? Now, the first night we just took it easy. We just stayed in, drank some wine, played some games, and then had some birthday cake for the birthday girls. They wanted a drunk Barbie cake, so that's what they got. And if you look real close, you'll realize those sprinkles are not real. We did not know that until we bit into the cake, and we were like, oh, those taste a little rubbery. But whatever, we just picked them off and ate it. Anyways, the next day we had brunch at the Pink Hermit, and this place was bougie as fuck. Now, I ordered the pizza and a pink daiquiri. Both were very good. Honestly, this is one of my favorite places we ate at in Nashville. After lunch, we split up into 2 groups because some of the girls wanted to go on this bus tour of Nashville that takes you to like the Country Hall of Fame and all of that. But one thing about me, I do not like country music. I'm not a country music fan. I could maybe name 5 to 10 country songs, and that is it. I know what you're thinking. Sarah, why the hell are you in Nashville? Look, it was my friend's birthday, okay? I didn't choose the destination, but I was willing to go and check it out. But I had no interest in the tour, so me and the 2 other girls went over to Gaylord how do you say this? Arley Pond? I don't know. Whatever, we went there, it was cute. And then one place I really wanted to check out was Pinn's Mechanical Company, and it was pretty awesome. They had all types of games ranging from bowling to cornhole to pinball machines, plus the drinks were pretty bomb. After that, I made us walk over to the Nashville Wings mural that everyone and their mom gets a picture at so that I could copy what everybody else does and get my own Wings photo.
I saw Katie Heron wearing army pants and flip-flops, so I bought army pants and flip-flops.
After that, it was back to the Airbnb to get ready to go downtown. The first place we went was really fun. Don't ask me the name. I don't know anything. I was just following the lead of everybody else. But they had karaoke and a mechanical bowl. The drinks were good. But then after that, my friend was like, we gotta go to Tootsie's. And I was like, I don't really know what that is, but let's go. And it was crowded as fuck. Honestly, I was shook by how crowded and insane Nashville was. Like I said, I know nothing about Nashville. I went to this very blind, and I was like, dang, downtown is crazy. So we stayed there for a bit, and then we went over to this honky tonk whatever. I don't even know what honky tonk is. I don't freaking know, guys. I was just going with the flow. And this is where one of the girls with us got her wallet stolen. We don't know when it happened or how it happened, but she did not have her wallet at the end of the night. We looked all over that bar, so we're like, all right, we're gonna deal with this later. So the next day was what I was most excited about, which was White Limousine. It is a Dolly Parton restaurant slash bar. We decided ahead of time we were all gonna wear pastels. The aesthetics of this place were amazing. It was very cute. Also, Caitlin, one of the birthday girls, made all of us these cute bags for Nashville. How cute. We all ordered drinks and got these little champagne shots with real sprinkles this time. But honestly, the food was not it for me.